Okay, let's just jump right in. We're going to talk about two words you see everywhere: refurbished and remanufactured. Now, they sound almost the same, right? But in the world of products, and especially when we talk about sustainability, they mean two completely different things. So let's clear up the confusion once and for all. So, picture this. You're shopping online, trying to get a good deal, and you see these labels pop up. Is a refurbished phone the same as a remanufactured one? Is it all just clever marketing, or is there a real, actual difference in what you get? Well, the short answer is the difference is huge. To really get our heads around the first term, we're going to start small. I mean, really small. Think about that piece of tech you probably have in your pocket right now, your smartphone. It's the perfect place to start to see what refurbishing is all about. At its core, refurbishing is really all about repair. You take a used product, you inspect it, and anything that's broken or totally worn out gets fixed or swapped out. The goal is super simple: make sure the thing works properly again. So what does this actually mean for you when you get that product in your hands? Well, a refurbished device works, it's been tested, it's functional, but yeah, it might have a few scratches or dings on the outside. And the key thing is that only the parts that were actually broken or missing got replaced. This leads us to the most critical point of all. It almost never comes with a new, full manufacturer's warranty. It's been repaired, not reborn. And this is where product design can get really cool. Take the Fairphone. It's a perfect example. This thing is built from the ground up to be taken apart easily with just a standard screwdriver. This whole idea, designed for easy disassembly, makes that whole refurbishing process, swapping out a cracked screen or a dead battery, so much simpler and cheaper. It's genius. Okay, so we've seen the micro view. Now I want you to totally change your perspective. Forget about a phone on a little workbench. I want you to picture a huge, sprawling industrial facility. We're about to go from a simple repair to a complete factory-level restoration. Welcome to the world of remanufacturing. This definition from the UN, man, it says everything. Listen to those phrases: standardized industrial process, restored to original as new condition, and the real mic drop moment, fully warranted products. See, this isn't about just fixing what's broken. This is a complete overhaul to meet and sometimes even beat the original factory standards. And this process, it's a serious 5-step journey. First, they get the used product, they call it the core. But they don't just look at it. They completely strip it down to every last nut and bolt. Every single component gets deep cleaned and inspected. Anything that's worn, broken, or just not up to snuff gets replaced. Then it's all put back together and tested rigorously before it gets sold with, you guessed it, a brand new warranty. So, where do you see this kind of thing in action? Well, it's mostly for the big, expensive stuff. Think about a massive mining truck engine, or one of those complex office copiers, or heavy machinery on a construction site. For these industries, remanufacturing is a super smart way to keep incredibly expensive gear running like new. Okay, so we've looked at both sides of the coin. Now let's put them right next to each other, head to head, and make the differences crystal clear. This is where it all really clicks. This table lays it all out pretty simply. Look at the process. It's inspect and repair versus a total disassembly and restoration. That obviously leads to a different final condition, just working versus as new or even better. But here's the real kicker, the one takeaway you need to remember: the warranty. Refurbished stuff, usually no warranty, or a very limited one. Remanufactured, it comes back to you with a full new product warranty. One is a repair job, the other is a factory rebuild. Simple as that. All right, so why does any of this matter? Why should you care about the difference between these two words? Because honestly, understanding it changes you from just a shopper into an informed person who can actually make a difference in the bigger picture. And check this out. Here's a number that is just staggering. A full 80% of a product's entire environmental impact is decided before it's even built. It happens in the design phase. That means designing something to be easily taken apart and refurbished, or even better, fully remanufactured, is one of the most powerful things a company can do for the planet. So the bottom line is, knowing this stuff gives you power. It means you can choose to support a circular economy, where we reuse and restore things instead of just using them up and throwing them away. You can make smarter choices and maybe feel more confident buying a remanufactured item with that solid warranty. It helps you spot and support the companies that are building things to last, which means less waste for all of us. And that really just leaves us with one final thought. The next time you look at an old phone or a laptop that's on the fritz, ask yourself this question: is it really at the end of its life?
Or, with the right process, is it actually just at the beginning of a whole new one?